It's February reading wrap-up time. I know, really late. Let's get into it. This was kind of a rough month for me, not gonna lie. I read 6 books, 2,709 pages with an average rating of 2.8. So going through the 6 books, let's do worst to best. So I had one DNF this month. This was an ARC that I received from NetGalley. It was The Rose Bargain, and I got 39% into this book before I had to put it down. This just really wasn't for me, but I would still recommend it. It's pitched as Bridgerton meets Cruel Prince. I think it would be a hit for a lot of people. At 1 star, I had Amid Clowns and Bones, and oh yikes, this was not it for me. I did not like this at all. There is a full review on my page, and I don't really want to get into it too much, but this just was so disappointing to me. The first 30% had me in such a chokehold. The hatred that these two people had for each other at the beginning just really had me hooked. And then it went so downhill, and I don't even know how I finished it. At 3 stars, I had Unbroken Bonds, which is the 6th and final book of the Bonds That Tie series. I was so happy to conclude this series, and it was just a really fun time. This is RH, it is slow burn, it has like men that will drive you insane and you'll hate at the beginning, but then you end up completely in love with all of them. I loved this series. It was just overall a really fun time, and I would recommend it. Also at 3 stars, I read Wrathful Mortals, which is the 4th book out of 7 in the Age of Vampire series by the Twisted Sisters. These are really fun, but this one I was reading since August. Believe it or not, that does not say that it is a bad book whatsoever. I did rate this 3 stars. I did enjoy it. It was just the middle of this book was so slow. This definitely felt like a filler book in the series. At 4 stars, I read One by One by Frida McFadden. Okay, she never misses. She never misses. I've read 4 books of hers now, and all of them have just been so good. They've brought me out of a slump, and I will be saving her books to read for when I need another pick-me-up, because this was just so good. It was so fast-paced. I didn't see the twists coming at all. This follows a couple of different couples who go on a vacation to a cabin in the woods, but they get stuck along the way, and so they're trekking through the woods, and one by one, hence the title, they start to die. The one and only book that was 5 stars this month for me was Nocticadia, and I probably won't ever shut up about this book. I actually had to purchase this because I loved it so much. I had to have it as a trophy. But, okay, this is Professor X Student, need I say more? But basically we follow our female main character whose mother mysteriously passes away from this violent illness, and she makes it her mission to find out what the illness is, and she goes to this college where all she does is study the illness and try and figure out what it is and why it killed her mom. She meets her professor, and they are working together on figuring out this mystery, and she learns so much about her past, and oh my god, immediately when I finished it, I wanted to start it over and read it again. Don't you love when that happens? When you love a book so much, you just want to dive into it immediately again. And I felt that way after reading this, and I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if I reread this before the year's over. And Professor Deverick Bramwell, okay? They call him Dr. Death. Everyone is terrified of him. Oh my word, he might be one of the top men I've ever read. That's my February roundup. It was not a great month.